This is part two of the electrical system upgrade in pictures. Once again, this is another picture of the outside installation. This is the 2-inch metal mast that goes from the meter base up to the top of the roof and actually extends a foot or so above the top of the roof. And this is a metal clamp that holds it to the side of the house. There's actually several of these as it goes up, plus it's also anchored into the bottom of the meter base. Head on down here to the next slide. And once again, more of the outside installation. This is the ground wire that comes down out of the bottom of the quick disconnect box, which is on the bottom of the meter base. This over here is a surge protector. This right here is a elbow that takes the wires which are inside of this PVC installation down here, and they go through that elbow and they go inside the house. These covers are on this because there's some big wires that go through this thing, so you need this room in here to be able to bend those wires and put them on through there. This is a little holder here for the ground rod wire that goes down to the ground rod. One is it hooks into one, and then from there it goes over and hooks into the other one. They are 6 feet apart, and this ground wire cannot be in different sections. It's got to be all one solid piece. It can't be spliced together. And this is a little hook here where you can undo the quick disconnect, lift this up, and get in there to cut the power off to the inside. And this is part two of this installation. I may have to do a part three depending how much I can get through. There's actually 29 of these photos. This is the ground wire coming in from up top of the house for the electric. You can see where it's hooked in here on the meter base. These are the two power leads coming in from the electric line coming down through that 2-inch metal pipe, and you can see what they're hooked in here on top of the meter base. And this is the ground wire that goes down and hooks into the bottom of that. This is a little connector. We've already seen this. It's a little connector here. Just hooks on there, and this is for the ground rod wire coming down through there, and that's a solid copper wire. This is a close-up of that solid copper wire coming down through the quick disconnect box, and this is where the PVC hooks into the bottom of that quick disconnect box. And then you've got a little piece of PVC here, and then it hooks onto that elbow where the wires feed into the house. More of the outside insulation. This is a close-up of the, you can read it there, it says surge protector, surge protection device. And it's a square D surge protection device, and it's got a little on-off switch inside this quick disconnect box. And it's right now it says it's okay, and if it ever needs to be replaced, that'll come on. You gotta replace it. You gotta undo this quick disconnect box and replace that. Cut off the power. Cut off those two switches inside the quick disconnect box and replace that. Now we're getting into the inside of the house here, And this is not a direct feed through from the meter base into the house. As a matter of fact, the meter base is way over here in this area, and the what it hooks into is over here. These are the and this, once again, this is a 2-inch PVC pipe. There's a joint there, and this is where it hooks in over here to this box inside the house, circuit breaker box. This is a circuit breaker box, a picture of it with the cover on. You can see this is a 200 amp system. It's got all this extra space down in here where you can put additional breakers. And it's got the cover on it all ready to be closed up. Once again, that's pretty much the same picture. It shows the PVC pipe coming in. That's where the big wires come in. There are 4 alt wires. There's 3 of them. There's 2 electric power leads, and then you've got the ground power lead coming into the box. This is right here, comes off down here. This is for the dryer, and there's another wire coming off up there, and most of the wires hook in through the top. What we did is we just took the old wires in the old box out and put the new box right in the same place, a new circuit breaker box right in the same place. This is the where the wires come into the house here. Once again, you have that elbow, that big elbow needs to be like this because the wires are really big and hard to bend along that corner. So it comes in and it runs about 15 feet or so down to the circuit breaker box. These are how some of the wires are hooked up to the circuit breaker box. This right here is the power ground. This silver bus right here. This bus right over here is the safety ground, and you can see there's a green wire hooks into that. That's the safety ground. That's the green wire that comes with the four wire system that you buy to run down the mast, but you only run 3 wires down the mast, but you into the house from the breaker box you'll run 4 wires. You'll run the two power leads, the electrical neutral lead, and then you'll run this green wire lead, and that's where it hooks into this safety ground bus right here. This is the electrical ground bus right here, and of course these are your circuit breakers here where your power leads hook into. And this is that PVC pipe has to be anchored to something, so it's anchored there to keep it from sagging. On this particular box, you have these wire feed throughs up at the top of the box, which is really handy. You don't have to do the knockouts on the side and then put little wire clamps in with those screw holders on them. So this is really handy the way this new circuit breaker box came. These are power leads coming into the box. That's one electrical power lead, the other electrical power lead, and this right here is the ground lead for the power. And these are a couple of circuits coming into the box. More the same. Here you see the leads I was telling you about. One power lead, the other power lead, the electrical ground, and this is the safety ground, the green wire safety ground. It's on all of these newer systems, these 4-wire systems. Used to be there was a 3-wire system, and prior to that there was only a 2-wire system with no ground. And that's what we're upgrading from, is the 2-wire system with no ground. We're upgrading that to this 4-wire system with the electrical ground plus also the safety ground. You can see this old wiring in this house. A lot of it is really frayed, so it's old wiring. It does not have any ground wires at all to it. So the house itself needs to have some new wiring run throughout the house. But that's another job unto itself, and that's probably just, if you run to all the rooms and everything, new electric wiring and everything, that's probably just as costly as putting in this electrical system upgrade. This electrical system upgrade cost me about $3,500. It's about $1,600 labor and $1,600 for the parts. So putting all new electric in all the rooms and everything would probably cost, labor-wise, probably at least $1,000 or more. So it may be just as expensive as the electrical system upgrade itself. This shows that green wire safety ground hooked into the ground bus here. This is the safety ground bus over here. This silver one right here, this is the electrical ground bus. And once again, these are your circuit breakers here, and you can see the black wires are hooked into the actual circuit breakers. The electrical neutral are hooked into this electrical neutral base here, which is the electrical ground base. And these two safety ground buses, you got one on each side, one there and one here, and they're connected together, as you can see, with this big solid copper ground wire. They're connected together right on the very bottom there. This shows the wiring coming into the top of the box. It shows how it comes in. There's your two electrical hot wires, and this is your ground. It comes right in, and then these hook to the circuit breaker, and then these hook to that electrical ground bus. This is a 220 circuit breaker right here, and they're using red and black, and that is either for a dryer or for something that uses 220. Once again, that's another picture of the same thing there. You can see this real good picture here of this safety ground here, and the wire that goes over and hooks into the other safety ground. This bus right here is the electrical ground bus, and over here is the other electrical ground bus. And the circuit breakers hook right onto these leads right here. Well, I'm going to close this out right now. This is part 2. There will be another part 3. So I'm coming to the end of the recording. So please subscribe if you would. And part 3 will follow. Thanks.